Nico Robin reveals Pluton is in Wano. Luffy doesn't want to, and Frankie wonders why Odin wants to release Pluton. Well, it turns out that Caribou also heard the conversation. Now he knows about Poseidon and Pluton. Caribou secretly wants to tell someone about Pluton, who, this is my theory. But before we start this video, please smash that like button. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and click notification bell, or you will miss future anime videos. The Navy is one of the great powers in the series. So far, indeed, they have not interfered too much when it comes to ancient weapons. In fact, we don't even know if they understand and know about the existence of ancient weapons. Even so, there may be one figure who really understands this, and maybe that person is a bad person. Why is that? We can't see this from the figure of Caribou, who is really cunning. It seemed that he would not and did not want to cooperate with the Navy, who had different principles from him. The figure that Caribou was referring to could be the emerging Navy. Considering he was the head of the investigation field, it only made sense for Caribou to report the information to Kuroma. After all, this was probably the purpose of why he had appeared now. If we talk about Pluton, then it can't be forgotten that Crocodile and Alabaster used to really want that ancient weapon. Now he's back to being a big name in the pirate world, thanks to being involved in the Cross Guild. I wouldn't be surprised if Crocodile was willing to pay a very high price for info about Pluton. Spandam used to want Pluton's blueprints. Obviously, he'd be happy to hear about the real Pluton. It's just, is Caribou really going to sell info to the world government? Because if he did that, I feel the world government would rather eliminate Caribou than pay for him, so that Caribou can't share that info with other parties anymore. I don't know why in my mind the character of Dr. Vegapunk when Caribou mentions a certain someone who should be told about the ancient weapon, especially when I reread Caribou's cover story, that he was stranded on an island where there was a weapons factory. This is very interesting, because Pluton and Poseidon themselves are ancient weapons. Although the factory is one of Kaido's weapons factories, it could be when Caribou is there that he meets Dr. Vegapunk. The cover story of Caribou also begins when the Punk Hazard arc, and we know that Punk Hazard is a former area of Vegapunk. Maybe Dr. Vegapunk turns out to be on the island that Caribou is visiting. However, this theory is very weak, but there is a slight possibility that the certain someone in question is Dr. Vegapunk. Buggy. Buggy is one of the new 4 emperors. Buggy's delivery also monopolized the mercenary market after Doflamingo's defeat. Buggy, Mihawk, and Crocodile joined the Cross Guild, which seemed to be one of the most reckoned powers in the world. Also noteworthy, Cross Guild can place a bounty for the head of the Navy. If the Cross Guild had enough money to put a bounty on the Marines, then Buggy could have enough money to pay a premium for information on ancient weapons. Think of it this way, Pluton rises again, then Buggy armed Pluton's cannon with a buggy ball. It can be funny. Before being arrested, Caribou was mistaken for Gabiru. Gabiru was a revolutionary militia, although I don't know if Gabiru was a member of the Revolutionary Army or not. It will be unique if Caribou's experience disguised as Gabiru will make him take the initiative to sell information about Pluton to Dragon. Dragon may also need Pluton if he wants to fight the world government. Blackbeard. Blackbeard last appeared in chapter 956 yesterday, where he seemed to order his crew to prepare. Where they headed is still a mystery. One of the speculations circulating is how Blackbeard is trying to find road poneglyphs and ancient weapons. Until now, there is still no evidence or hint that Caribou is a spy for Blackbeard's group. However, it is not something impossible. The opportunity itself is quite large. If even then Caribou is not a spy for Blackbeard's group, at least he can sell the information to Blackbeard as well as to the world government. Caribou's figure has been very underrated. Apart from that he rarely appears, Caribou is also very rarely involved in important and big events. However, without us realizing, it turns out he has a terrible and dangerous potential, to the extent that Oda made a cover story about it. In the cover story, Caribou is also seen holding a food box that says meat and pie. If interpreted, it seems like Caribou will be an important character in the future, whether it's for Blackbeard or Luffy. Moreover, Caribou himself is a cunning character. Even his brother was betrayed, let alone someone else like Luffy. We'll just have to wait and see who Caribou is referring to in the next chapter.